Hello, welcome to my channel. Well, here we are on part 2 of my series of painting my extra large canvas 24 by 36. And the first thing I'm going to do is use my liner brush and sketch in where the roses and the bowl will be. And I do this very casually. If I make a mistake, I don't erase anything. I simply carry on, and I should say the other thing is that I usually use odd numbers in roses and in anything because I think it's more charming to the eye. My teacher told me that and I agree with her. And so I've always painted in odd numbers, whatever I do. 3 cats, 3 horses, 3 roses, 3 geraniums. That's how I paint, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Sometimes I do a thumbnail. It depends what I'm painting on really and what I'm painting. For roses, I've painted so many of them, I freehand everything. I freehand the bowl and I make my adjustments as I go along. If I think it's a little wonky on one side, I'll try and even things up. But the way I paint is quite undetailed and casual, and I'm not big on making corrections. I do show you in some videos how to do that, and I'm a big fan of gesso, which gives me fresh canvas to paint on. I just cover the canvas with the gesso, and but I'm not ever too worried about making mistakes or making changes, let's put it that way. I added 2 more, so now I've got 7 roses. And I should say that depending on the size of your canvas, you might want to think carefully about what you put on it, because a large canvas needs a large bowl of roses in this case. I don't want anything that looks like an island in the middle of a blank canvas. That wouldn't be fun to look at. The viewer would be disappointed. I'm putting on the base coat, and I'm using raw sienna in this case, and these flowers will mostly be white or pale in colour. Raw sienna is a nice neutral. It won't show through in the final version. I've added alizarin crimson to this, so that will possibly be a pink rose, and so will this one as well. The raw sienna will stay as white roses. And depending on the colour I make the base, I sometimes put in a yellow rose. I think in this case they were all a bit wishy-washy. I'm not sure I ended up with the right colours in the end, but we'll see as we go along. I've decided that the light is coming from the right, So where the light hits will be bright, and where it's in shadow will be darker. Where the light is going through the glass bowl, it will pick up stems and leaves, and it will be dimmer where the light comes out of the glass bowl. So I'll tone that white down a little bit on the opposite side. And you'll notice for the leaves, I just put in a splodge of paint, and I'll be painting brush strokes from the outer edge in toward that center vein as I go along. My little trick is to put in a window reflection on the glass bars. I think it makes the glass look glassier. Don't tell me otherwise. I've been doing this for years, and it works for me. It might not work for anyone else, but I think I ended up quite pleased with this bowl. I forgot to adjust my camera to show you the base of the bowl where I added raw umber. That gave it a shadow beneath the bowl and set it down on the table. If you don't do that, there you go. If you don't do that, your bowl seems to be floating in midair. You've got to set that on a base. I don't think I have a tabletop in here yet, but I do put that in as we go along. When I'm working on petals and leaves, I draw the stroke in from the outer edge toward the center of the flower or the leaf's vein. It gives you a directional brushstroke, which is more pleasing to the eye if you've got things all going in the right direction. If you've got a horizontal stroke on a leaf, for instance, it will throw your eye off. It will just make things look a bit strange. Of course, that can make painting more lively too. So I don't want to put you off trying that. You have to experiment for yourselves and see what you like and what you want to do as an artist and how you want to make your painting interesting. That's the best I can think of. I feel that these flowers are all too close in color. There's not enough interest in the color. And I think I'll rearrange that one day this week and see if I can't bring a little more pop to the painting as far as the colors go. I've done better roses than this, I have to say, but I will say too that roses are quite hard to paint in acrylic. I used to paint a lot in water mixable oils, and I found the colors mix on the canvas. It's a little bit of a surprise sometimes, but it's fun to do. And when you're painting in acrylics, the colours are a little harder to mix and a little more opaque and just a little bit harder to get the subtle quality that you want in a rose. I don't do too badly, I've got to say, but I think in this particular case the colours could be a little different here and there and just add that pop of interest. I'll see what I can do tomorrow. I couldn't decide the direction of this rose, and I painted it 2 or 3 times in a row, trying to get it right. And I have that difficulty sometimes. I can't make up my mind about something, and it's best if you can stand back at those moments and make a decision rather than just trying to carry on in the middle and just getting worse and worse. So I finally managed to make something of it. But if I had stood back and just looked at it for a little while, I would have had a better idea in my mind of where I was going with that flower. I just don't like this rose, I guess, and I've decided to change the colour to yellow. I'm not sure that was a good idea. We'll have to see as it goes along, and I might change it again tomorrow. We'll see. Um, I just didn't put enough thought into this particular rose, and and I'm just experimenting with it. That's the best I can say. I put a highlight on the leaves, mixing the sap green with primary yellow, and a little titanium white just to lighten it a little bit. And I might not be done with these leaves yet. I have to do 2 or 3 things to them before I'm completely satisfied, and I have to take that time to sit at the end of my painting and evaluate it. Evaluation of your painting is very important. Then you can see what mistakes you have made, where you need to fix things. I never miss that step. Well, I put the tabletop in, and now my bowl is sitting right on the edge of the table, ready to be knocked off onto the floor. And I'm letting that go. You just have to let some things go. Sometimes there are too many things to be corrected, and it's overwhelming. And I have learned in my life as an artist to allow things to just go, and I might repaint that sometime, but I probably won't. So that's all I can say about it. You just have to learn to let things go. Here I'm painting a touch of pink on the rose leaves. You see that sometimes on roses, don't you? See sort of patches of brown and pink and red. And I like to get that extra colour in there because I feel it helps make the painting more interesting. I'm also putting in another rose flower because that keeps my odd number there. I also like to get colour into the glass vase. Um, the rose hangs over the edge of the vase and the pink will be reflected in there. It all adds up to that glassy feel. And that's what you want. You want to get everything you can in there without leaving anything out. The pink of the roses, the green of the leaves, um, the white where the light hits so brightly on the edge and where it comes out more dimly on the shadowy side. All those little touches add up to something, not realism, but something that makes the picture seem coherent. I think that another thing I'll do tomorrow, if I remember, is lengthen the stems. They're a little short. They should be longer to balance the tops of the flowers. I'm using French ultramarine blue, which is a transparent paint, to put in the shadow side of the leaves. The green will show through the paint, not very much, but enough to delineate that area as in shadow. So I don't really mix it with anything. Sometimes I mix it with the pool of green that I have there, and sometimes I just slap it straight on, French ultramarine blue, straight over the green that I have, because I know that that darker green underneath will show through. It will give it a greenish glow, and I'm happy with that. I've decided that I need a little more light on one of these roses where the tips of the petals catch the light shining from the right. So I add just straight titanium white. There's my cat meowing. I don't know what she wants. She always wants something. Um, so it's just a little tiny touch of light to the edge of the petals. Well, I think this is it for today, and I have to evaluate this and with a cup of tea and just stare at my painting for a little while and make sure I know what I'm going to do next, and that may be for the good or not. I'm not promising anything, but tomorrow I will do something else to this painting because I can see a few things that need to happen. That rose in the middle there needs some light on it or some different color, maybe some shadow on it. So bye for now. I'll see you tomorrow, and I have to tell you, I just found a jar of paste that I bought the other day from Michael's. So I have an idea. I don't know if it will work, but we'll see tomorrow, won't we? Um, Bye for now. Looks like a base coat. So we'll fix that tomorrow and fix some of the colour because it's a bit wishy-washy in my opinion. And we'll see where we go from there. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.